Are you ready?
We are back. Welcome back to the Fourth and Flex Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Bandy. With me, as always, is Trea. We got 18 years of combined fantasy football experience right here. How you doing, Trea?
Doing good, man. It's an early show, but I'm here.
That's right. That's right. It is an early show. And, we're doing things a little differently today. If you have a question, hit us up. We got you. We're just kind of getting ready, for all these games we got going on in less than an hour. So,
No doubt. All your start sits advice, or if you just want to talk about somebody, if you're worried about a player on your team, if you should drop them, if you should trade them, what you want to do, just ask away and we'll answer.
Definitely. We got you. What do you think about Isiah Pacheco getting the start today, Trea?
Yeah, man. It's interesting. One thing I will say is that the backfield at Kansas City is they're not tend to run often. When you got somebody like Patrick Mahomes that's going to be throwing it, I'm sure he'll get some check down work too. Wouldn't be surprised though if he didn't get as much work, which I say as much work, but Clyde's only been getting like 7. That's my point. Is Clyde's only been getting like 7 rushes and like 3 targets. You know what I mean? If that's for Isiah Pacheco, I think he's a great running back, but that's not going to be fantasy value for anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. It's going to be interesting. I think they're saying that Clyde is still going to get some work. However, I think they've seen a lot of good stuff out of this guy, and they're just going to put him to work and see how it works out. And I like the call, honestly.
Yeah, and there was one week where Clyde got like 22 attempts, and then he did really good, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is what we want." Well, this is the thing is if they're trying to move to that, maybe they give Pacheco 12 attempts and give Clyde 8. I'll be fine with that because Clyde can produce with 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's still scary for Clyde owners like me. It's a struggle out there. You know what I mean?
Let's not forget they are going against the 49ers. The defense is banged up a little bit, but it's still a really good defense over there. Derek, what's up, buddy? Says start Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson wanted to start, but he on the bench.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Hey.
Ride all the way to the bench, buddy. Yeah. It's going to be interesting, man, for sure.
Yeah, who's filling in over there? What was his name? Ripper?
Yeah, Brett Rypien.
Yeah,
Rypien, or however you say it. Yeah, the Ripper. Let's go with that.
Yeah, that dude. Like, how do you feel about Cortland Sutton owners and Jerry Jeudy owners with Brett Rypien?
I mean, I feel like maybe he'll surprise us. I'm not going to start him, but I mean, if you've got Sutton, you're going to start him, right? You have to. I mean, he's probably one of your main wide receivers, honestly, if he's on your team. I don't like starting Jerry Jeudy, though, but I've been saying that. Jeudy just hadn't been doing really, anything too impressive.
I don't know if you know this, but I just looked him up. And Brett Rypien, he went to Boise State. Okay, so I'm pretty sure they're the Broncos too. So like he's been a Bronco his whole life. Okay, let's ride. He went as an undrafted free agent in 2019. But he's the nephew of Super Bowl looks like 26 MVP quarterback Mark Rypien. I don't know who that is, but I mean, hey, it's a legacy in his blood, Maybe he's got ice in his veins.
Right. And we got a question over from Buster Sports. JT or Stevenson?
Yeah, this is a good question, but it clears it up a little bit more now that they're saying Harris is healthy. Even though Ramondre is still listed as number 1 on the depth chart, it's hard to believe that they're just going to go straight Ramondre. I mean, with the kind of offense they run over there, they're not big on fantasy points at the Patriots. I know Stevenson having the whole all the work to himself last week really showed out. But now that it's split again, it's really tough. And with JT back and healthy, I think you just got to trust JT and hope he gets better.
I mean, you have to, right? I mean, JT is up. I mean, are you ever not going to start him if he's playing? You know what I mean? Like, it's tough.
Take a lot.
You're right. It is tough, though, because Stevenson has been a monster lately. But I think I'm going JT here, too. I mean, you just can't sit this guy because you never know when he's going to just go off.
Yeah, and Bill Belichick, it's always a problem with Bill Belichick to where even Ramondre might be the starter on the depth chart. He might just do that to psych out his opponent, and then Damian Harris gets all the work, and everybody's pissed off come after the game, and you know what I mean? Because Bill Belichick, he don't care about fantasy; he cares about winning football games.
That's right, 100% right. Thank you for the question. Right there over on Twitch, absolutely. Hey guys, if you're watching the video, don't forget to hit that like button for us and subscribe to the channel. We just hit 1K, baby. So, we're moving up in the world.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Starts and sit questions. Any kind of questions you got, hit us with them.
I can grab one from our email real quick.
Okay.
Make sure if you guys have any when we're not live, you can email us at fourthandflex@gmail.com. That's 4thandflex@gmail.com, and we'll answer them off live, for when we're not live. But we got a question here from Brian Betzenberg. Drake, so Kenyon Drake, Pacheco, or Brian Robinson?
Kenyon Drake, Pacheco, or Brian Robinson? I really want to say Pacheco here, honestly. Kenyon Drake, he did something last week, but he did it on 10 carries? I mean, I don't think, I've said this already. I don't think Drake as a start, but I mean, if you got to throw him in there, he has potential to do big things. But I think, we have players that bust boom like that every once in a while anyways. And I think that might've been one of those weeks for Drake. I want to say Pacheco. I know there's a lot of Brian Robinson is the man stuff going on. And yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm leaning Brian Robinson specifically because of the way that Breece Hall tore up the Packers last week. I'm thinking that, Green Bay's defense is just kind of struggling. And Brian Robinson, I mean, he's back. He's shot, but he's back. He's healed. He's ready to go. He put up 16, 17 points last week, first week back, and I'm sure it's only going to go up from there. I think I would lean Brian Robinson with that stack.
Yeah, for sure. And Rihanna, hey, baby. With Pacheco starting over CEH, should I bench CEH? Somebody, cough, cough. This guy already picked Pacheco up before I woke up. They're saying Pacheco is going to be used as a blocker and CEH is going to still play a role, but how much? What do you all think?
You know what? I got this is a little better deal here because I can see what her team looks like. I get to really just lay it out. So looking like on the bench, you got Latavius Murray. Okay. And she got Rachaad White. So the question is Latavius Murray, Rachaad White, or Clyde?
I'm going Clyde.
I'm going Clyde.
Yeah.
I think for touchdown potential, I think that's all three of those guys. That's what you're banking on, is that they score a touchdown. And I think Clyde has the biggest opportunity to get the goal line work, because just because Pacheco's a starter doesn't mean he gets in between the 80s and they don't give Clyde the goal line. You know what I mean?
And the whole Pacheco as a blocker thing, what they were saying is that in the past game they were saying Pacheco was blocking better than CEH was to give Mahomes more time to get the ball downfield. So that's what that's all about.
Looks like Devontae Swift is out. She's going to have to start Latavius or Rachaad, though. Who would you play between them?
Gosh, Rachaad. I'm going Rachaad against the Panthers. But between the two of them, I like what they've been doing over there with him, and I think that the Bucs are going to go off this week.
Yeah, I actually really think that's a tough call there, because they're apparently the wins with the Broncos game are going to be insane. So I feel like it's going to be a lot of running there, but they do have Melvin Gordon as a starter. Even though Latavius Murray, is decent, I feel like Melvin Gordon, as long as he doesn't fumble, he'll get 90% of the work. So I would go Rachaad White as well.
For sure. We got questions flowing in, Trey. Indolfo says Jamal Williams, Harris, or Montgomery. I already have Jacobs in the with obvious starting position, so he needs another one. Montgomery, Harris, or Jamal Williams.
Let me think here.
I want to say Montgomery, but against the Patriots,
you got Williams against Dallas, scares me. And Damian Harris is listed number 2 on the depth chart coming off an injury. That's scary too. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm going Jamal Williams.
Yeah, me too.
And it's a tough call, man, because I immediately my mind says Montgomery, and then it's like, oh, they're playing the Patriots. And so then I'm like, okay, Jamal Williams. And I'm like, I know the Cowboys defense is good, but they haven't been the greatest this year compared to the last couple years. And Jamal Williams, he got that heart. He's finna go out there and do his thing. So
I told you, bro.
Jay Willie.
Hey, that reminds me, actually. You remember at the start of the season, you guys were like, "Oh, don't let Hard Knocks fool you,"
Yeah.
And the Lions have been a good offense to watch
for fantasy.
For fantasy, right? And they've been fun to watch. Yeah, good question. Jordan Thomas from Truth Serum Football over there. Master Bateman or DJ Moore?
I think we actually had this same question on our start sit show, but it's Bateman all day.
Oh yeah. Lamar says he's happy to have his number 1 back. That's all I need to hear.
Right, and you got DJ Moore with PJ Walker. Looks like starting over there. I mean, I don't want a piece of that at all.
Yeah.
Especially going against the Bucs.
Thanks for the question, Jordan. Check out True Serum Football right here on YouTube, by the way, guys. Good stuff over there. Love those guys. Let's see. Luis Garcia says Hurst versus ATL or Kittle versus Kansas City. I know where I'm going
with this.
I was going to say, I know where you're going too. You're going Hurst.
I prefer Hurst, especially against Atlanta. I know that Kittle had stepped up and done some more things last week. Him and Jimmy G kind of getting their connection together. I just don't know if it's going to be consistent. But I feel like you have to start Kittle over Hurst just because of the ceiling. I know, Hurst's ceiling is not near as high as Kittle, but I do think Hurst's floor might be higher than Kittle, because Kittle could go out there, get 1 reception for 5 yards and not be seen the rest of the day. And I think Hurst will get more than that, but Kittle has the potential to really go off. So I would probably start Kittle over Hurst. Begrudgingly.
Yeah. I'm going the same way. I think Jimmy G is going to be scrambling, trying to figure out stuff with Kansas City chasing after him. And I think Kittle's going to, get open there in the middle of the field. And I think Kittle's the guy. Jordan says, congrats on the 1,000 subs. You guys are absolutely killing it. Thank you, JT. The other JT.
Let's go.
Back to what Jamal Williams question. Adolfo says, I know. I also know that Williams will be go-to at red zone since he leads red zone touchdowns.
Exactly.
That's right, baby. Jamal Williams, get it. We got another one here. Joshua says Jamal Williams with Swift out or Ramondre Stevenson with Harris playing PPR.
That's a little different. The last one was the Jamal Williams Harris question, which that was easy. But Ramondre Stevenson, he was a monster, and Harris coming off an injury and everything like that. It's tough, but I'm still going Jamal Williams, especially in PPR. Just with the amount of offense that Detroit's putting up. The sky's the limit with those guys. They lead the league in offensive points right now in fantasy, and that's what you want to follow.
Williams against the Cowboys, Ramondre Stevenson against the Bears.
The Bears. Yeah,
Does
that's true.
Change anything?
Man, I worry so much that that's going to go right back to that 50-50 split, between Ramondre and Harris, whether the depth chart looks like, and that's what scares me the most. And I know that, with Swift out, Jamal Williams will get literally the 90% of the carries. And so I'm going with workload in that situation.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go with Ramondre just because I think, dude's a beast, and I think he's going to, go ape on it. Great question, man. Keep them coming. Luis Garcia says, thanks, guys. Solid advice. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you very much, man. Good dude. Appreciate you. Come back, man. We're always doing live shows like this. We're always having a good time. Guys, do me a favor real quick. Hit that like button for us. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Always much appreciated. Any more starts and sits, you bring them in. We got you. Patriot Sports Radio, bro, 1,000 subs. That's amazing. Y'all straight fire content. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Let's go. Thank you.
Patriot Sports Radio. Those guys are awesome. You should see their studio, dude. It is insane, bro. Like Eric and Chris got it going on over there. You got to check them out. Good stuff.
No doubt. Hey, I want to bring up, I want to talk about this 6-team parlay I got going on. I know we're not really a betting show, but it's football, baby. So you gotta do a little bit here and there.
That's right.
But it's not a big bet or anything. I just got $10 on it, but the odds are plus 3,099. 6-team parlay. I got the Kansas. This is just I'm betting straight money lines, 6 money lines. Kansas City Chiefs over the 49ers, winning that. Seattle over the Chargers. They need the dub.
Okay.
We got Green Bay Packers taking the dub over Washington Commanders. We got the Vegas Raiders taking the dub over Houston Texans. Baltimore Ravens beating the Browns, and the Giants beating the Jags. If that all hits, I'll turn $10 into $320.
Hey, I like that. I like that a lot. The only one that I'm concerned about really for that, Packers versus Commanders.
Yeah, man, I get that, but Aaron Rodgers, like I've said on the pod before, when that dude takes a L, he comes back with a vengeance, and he ain't one to lose twice, like especially like the Jets
3 times, right? Didn't
they
lose already twice?
Yes, but when you lose to the Jets, you come back with a vengeance, and that dude is coming out, and he's gonna go ham. He better, because if Taylor Heinicke goes out there and makes him look bad, first of all, I'm going to laugh my ass off. Second of all, that's going to be embarrassing to go Jets loss, Commanders loss right in a row. Yeah.
My boy
that's going to say a lot about the team.
Yeah, exactly. Real quick, Patriot Sports Radio says you have 4 out of 5 of our locks of the week in that 6.
Let's go.
What are the so 4 of the 5? What ones is he missing over there?
Yeah, right. What's your other locks?
Yeah, lock it up for us, baby. And then JT Jordan Thomas, True Serum Football eliminator question: Jets, Chargers, or Seahawks? What do you think? Eliminator meaning exactly like which one of these are going to lose, right?
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, the Chargers are finna lose.
The Chargers, Seahawks, right?
Right.
And
it's
the
going
Jets,
down.
The Jets are playing who again? I forgot. The Broncos.
Yeah, the Broncos.
Ooh. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying out of those three, the person that's going to lose is the Chargers. The Seahawks going to take the dub, and the Jets going to take the dub, just because of. He has to pick one that wins.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Pick
Damn,
one.
that's tough, but that makes it a lot harder question.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
Who wins? I think the Jets win.
that you would pick the Jets over the Broncos before you pick the Seahawks over the Chargers.
Yeah, because Brett Rypien in there, right?
I'm just worried that Brett Rypien comes in and the Broncos don't do better, bro. That's what I'm worried about. And like those miracle backups that come in, they're like, "Why does this team look better now?" You know what I mean? So that's what's scary. But I would say I'm gonna go Seahawks. I think Geno Smith. I think that's the team to follow. And Tyler Lockett, he's been hurt, but it sounds like he's gonna play. He's got DK still out there. I mean, everything looks good for the Seattle and your boy Kenneth Walker. He's stepping up. Chargers give up more points to the running back than anyone in the league. Yeah, I'd go Seattle.
Well, real quick, while we're talking about Kenneth Walker, I have a start or sit question for you. Start or sit Kenneth Walker, Christian McCaffrey.
I'm starting Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, over CMC.
CMC got to that team on Thursday, and they. I mean, I think that there's some plays running backs can run when they just get on a team. But don't you think Kansas City's going to know that, and they're going to have those plays, and they're like, this is about all they're going to be able to teach this dude, to run with their offense in a week, in 3 or 4 days. So this is what we're going to stop. So I am worried about Christian McCaffrey enough that I would start Kenneth Walker over him.
Hey, Patriot Sports Radio says we have Tampa Bay. We were just talking about that, Trey.
Yeah, and I had Tampa Bay in that as a 7-team parlay, but the odds only increased by like enough to where I win $20 more, and I was like, if Tampa Bay loses and I'm out $20, but I'm also out my entire $300, like I'd rather just leave them out and make $20 less. That's where I looked at it.
No, that makes perfect sense, though. Perfect sense. And Cheddarhead got a question for us. Deontay Johnson, Alec Pierce, Amari Cooper, Damian Harris, full point PPR, gotta start any two.
Who are the Browns playing again? I know I just seen that.
The Ravens.
The Ravens, yeah.
I like Amari and Alec Pierce.
Yeah, that's where I'm leaning. Steelers are playing.
The Steelers, they're playing the Dolphins. The Dolphins,
yeah. I like Amari and Alec Pierce in that situation. Then definitely.
And because Damian Harris is going to be splitting with Ramondre, who's been running it over there, right? And Deontay Johnson just hasn't looked like the Deontay Johnson that we know and love this year.
Yeah, plus the Dolphins secondary is pretty solid.
Right, exactly. Thank you for the question, Cheddarhead. Appreciate it. I guess a Green Bay fan, huh? Cheddarhead?
Right.
Or a Sauce Gardner fan, one of the two. And Patriot Sports Radio says exactly. And I missed one up here. Where was it? Armchair Athletics. Tom Brady versus Carolina or Burrow versus Atlanta. Give it to me, Trey. You know you want to.
Yeah, I mean, it's the GOAT. Joe Burrow. No, Tom Brady.
Whoa. We can't be friends no more.
It's definitely Brady in that match. I'm starting Brady.
I mean, honestly, I've got him. I got a 2-quarterback league where I have Brady and Burrow going against Trey this week in the Bandy Bowl. So, I mean, I like Brady as scoring more, but I think Burrow's going to go off too. He's got all his guys back. And I also, just while we're talking about Brady and the Bucks, Godwin, man, he got 12 targets last week. I think he's getting to where he's like fully healthy now, and I really think Godwin's about to go off. I'm so glad that I made that trade for Melvin Gordon for Godwin. Great stuff.
Yeah. Solid trade.
Patriot Sports Radio, LOL, sneaky player prop, Heinicke over on rushing locks today. What is the over? It just rushing at all, or
Well, no, they'll have a line where it's
that's what I'm.
Many yards, but with quarterbacks that don't normally rush, the yards are always low. It could be like 12. And then all he's got to do is get one or two scrambles, and it's enough, you know. But yeah, I'm sure that's a good prop there.
And FF says ETN, Jamal Williams, Pollard, or Hubbard, half PPR.
That's tough.
ETN.
Yeah, I'm in the ETN Jamal Williams between them two, really.
You are loving some Jamal Williams.
Hey man,
which I don't
like
blame
I said, like if you had Detroit, if you drafted your entire team of Detroit offense before the bye, you would be like 5-0, almost guaranteed, because of the amount of points that team has put up. And that's starting Swift and Williams. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like it's hard not to lean towards fantasy points, but I do like ETN a lot. I think I would go ETN.
I mean, and half PPR. You know, you got to say that
exactly.
And while we're talking about Hubbard, I just want to point out that everybody was on the Deontay Foreman train. I said Cuba Hubbard is going to be the guy. And I mean, I don't remember hearing anybody else say that. I know they were like, it's going to be 50-50, and it still might be. I'm just saying Cuba got the start, and your boy called that.
No doubt.
Armchair Athletics says, wife needs to know Brady versus Carr or Ryan versus, what is that, Tennessee? Yeah. Wait.
No, Matt Ryan versus Tennessee, or Tom
okay.
Brady versus Carolina. Obviously it's Brady.
Yeah, go the Brady train. I mean, Matt Ryan, you just never know what he's going to do, honestly. I will say Matt Ryan has been he's been throwing the ball at least 45 times in the last 3 matchups that they have had. However, Jonathan Taylor is back, so I think I would be feeling more comfortable going with Brady in this matchup. Tell the wife we said hi. And thanks for stealing Brady from me in that draft. Appreciate it. Let's see. Facebook user says Steelers are going to get waxed like Deshaun Watson's back.
Nice. Nice call out.
Patriot Sports Radio says, go Pack, go.
Yeah, go Pack, go.
Yeah, I hope.
Getting beat by the Jets last week. Hopefully they go somewhere.
As a Bucs fan, I really can't talk at the moment, so I'm just gonna, I'm a Sauce Gardner fan, though. I'll say that. It's like 14. Yeah. Let's see. He averages like 36 on Stars, Patriot Sports Radio. Luis Garcia is back with a question. Who would you go with for flex? Full PPR. Hurst, Jacoby Myers, Corey Davis, Cuba Hubbard.
Full PPR, I'm going Jacoby Myers pretty easily. I mean, Cuba Hubbard is interesting just because running backs tend to get more opportunities, but we don't know anything about what that's going to look like. It's the Carolina offense. It's the Tampa Bay defense. I mean, that just sounds like a terrible concoction. Give me Jacoby Myers, full PPR. I bet he gets eight receptions. It's already 8 points, 40 yards. You got a 12-pointer there, easy flex.
Yeah, I like that. I like that call. I do know Cuba Hubbard is also supposedly the pass catching guy, right? With that, but I agree with you, Jacoby Myers. Yeah. Got JT back. Yeah, JT's back, baby. She says, thanks, Bandy. Hey, no problem. Glad to help. Thank you, Fourth and Flex. You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome. And Finn Storm popping in. Mike Evans or Jaylen Waddle PPR? Pick one.
Yeah, I like this question a lot. My biggest thing is Jaylen Waddle's been hurt, and he's still kind of playing through an injury. If he was fully healthy, I would probably go Waddle, but because he's been injured and he's trying to play through it, I'm going Mike Evans, especially against Carolina.
Yeah, even with Tua back, okay, I think Waddle's going to get more work, but I think Mike Evans is the red zone machine lately. I think I'm going to go with Mike Evans here just because Jaylen's been having a couple down games, and I just feel like I could trust Mike Evans to have a better game. Don't you know what I mean?
I agree.
And Luis Garcia says, I also like Myers being the number 1 guy in New England. Absolutely. By the way, Finn Storm, thank you for the question, man. Keep them coming. If you got another one, we got 25 minutes until Sunday football starts. So let's get it
Yes,
going.
sir.
TSS Fantasy, your boy Commissioner Cooper over there. Love that guy. Hey, Bandy's flex start of the week over on TSS Fantasy. Just saying, check it out over there. Those guys are doing big things. They're fun. They're like one of the funnest podcasts I've recently watched. But let's get to his question here. Who do I flex from unsolicited DAC picks? PPR, Alec Pierce, Kareem Hunt, Devin Duvernay, or Brandon Cooks?
All right. So in my opinion, I'm wiping Devin Duvernay off the board right now out of that look, just because Rachaad Bateman's back and he's Lamar's number one. Of course, he'll probably get a little bit of work, but last week he really struggled even when Bateman wasn't there. So I think it's just going to be tough with the wishy-washiness of that. I know Alec Pierce is your dude. Brandon Cooks I like, but I think out of all this, I'm going Kareem Hunt, honestly. And I know that was rough what happened last week with him, but I think he steps it back up this year and he has a better game than all these guys.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree with you, Hunt. I like Alec Pierce a lot, like you said. But I feel like Hunt is going to have more opportunity to do something big with the ball in his hand. Duvernay, I think also Duvernay is still going to get work over there, even with Bateman back. I think they saw what they had in Duvernay, and I think they realized that he's a great number 2 over there. But I also have to go Kareem Hunt there, which that makes me. What do you think is the best position to use in a flex spot?
Yeah, and you know my thing with that is I always lean towards running back for my flex, just because of the opportunities that they get is obviously more, normally.
Mm-hmm.
But there are situations, you know what I mean, where there are wide receivers that have such a higher ceiling, just when they're being the main guy on their team, you know what I mean, that you like a Brandon Cooks type situation. Now that, Nico Collins has been getting more work, it's easier to pick Hunt. But, with Brandon Cook originally, the type of work he gets, that question will be a lot harder between him and Hunt, because Hunt, doesn't even get he's not even the number one, you know what I mean, in the running back spot on his team. But the way they use that dude at the goal line is like, what's the upside there? Because Brandon Cooks could get 100 yards and no touchdowns, and then Kareem Hunt could get 3 touchdowns and 5 yards and have a better week.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, good point. If in the comments, guys, sound off. What do you think? What do you prefer to put in your flex spot? Do you like wide receivers or running backs? Let us know.
And I can
in the
tell you
comments.
right now, I almost will never flex a tight end, unless I'm just in, like if you're one of those guys that did like the Kelsey Andrews draft, for fun or whatever, and you're flexing that's obviously that's great.
Yeah.
But it's so rare. Like in our 32-man league, I am flexing a tight end just because there's literally no one out there.
Yeah.
And you got to do that. But I lean more towards running back than wide receiver than tight end for flex options.
Yeah, I hear you. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Kamish. Appreciate you, buddy. Great dude over there. Love those guys. I got a question for you. I got an over/under question for you, since you're such a betting guy lately. Melvin Gordon, over/under 60 yards.
Over.
Melvin Gordon over 60?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not drastically over. I think he hits 61? I'd say 73. No, I give him 73.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
73 yards and a touchdown.
Oh, and a touchdown. Yeah, you hope, buddy, because you got him in that 32-man league.
Yeah, I sure do.
Okay. Kenyon Drake or Isiah Pacheco?
Well, I know where you would go here. But in my opinion, I'm going Kenyon Drake. Just because the opportunities at the running back position that Kansas City offers are not near as much as the opportunities that the Baltimore Ravens offer. I know Gus Edwards, they're talking about him might be getting a little work, but this weekend specifically, Kenyon Drake is the man. And I'm going that route.
Okay. Yeah. I like it. A quarterback question. Mac Jones or Justin Fields?
That's really tough. Mac Jones, is he officially playing? Did they say they come out and said he was going to
Yeah,
play?
yeah, Matt. I'm pretty. No, they haven't. I don't know. I don't think they've officially said it, but I'm pretty sure.
But they've been talking about yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if he does play, we'll say
Yeah.
if he
Let's
does
just
play,
assume they're both in.
then I'm going Mac. Oh, I don't know because it's tough because of Justin Fields' legs. That's what's the definer because Mac Jones is not really a mobile quarterback. He's a pocket passer, but the amount of passes that he could throw on Chicago could be intense.
Yeah.
I mean, give me Mac Jones. I hate to say it, but give me Mac Jones. Even if he does less than Justin Fields, I'll be happy that I started Mac Jones because I don't want to start Justin Fields for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you said because of his legs, but they haven't been much of a factor this year. I will say that he has had back-to-back decent fantasy scoring games. Justin Fields, I mean. So I think I'm going to go Justin Fields here just because, and it's hard. It's tough just because, I think, he's been trending up slightly,
Yeah, I agree. One thing I was going to say, just for people we were talking about, we weren't sure 100% if Jahan Dotson was going to be out or not. He is. So Curtis Samuel owners, Scary Terry owners,
Yo,
get ready.
Curtis Samuel owners like you.
That's right, baby.
Hey, you know what? While we're talking about that, I think that you deserve some kudos, Trey. This guy had a bye-apocalypse this week. I'm telling you what. 4 of his 5 starters out. He's going against me, by the way. I looked ahead at this matchup. I'm like, oh, that's an easy dub right there. I got him, Cooper Kupp, all them good ones. He had a lot of them out. But
Jalen Hurts.
I'm going to give you kudos because you turned it into a possible, I don't want to call it a W, but, a possibility, when I thought there was no hope, that I had an easy W. Good job, man.
The hardest thing was not dropping people that my entire bench, everyone on my bench is zeroed out on bye. And I mean, I just had to do what I had to do, but luckily I managed it. And I think after this week, my team's finna be stacked.
Yeah.
You suck.
All right. I got a start and sit question from you from our email. This is from Garrett. He says, nervous about Sutton tomorrow. Should I start Christian Kirk instead?
Yeah, I'm going Christian Kirk. I know he hasn't been the greatest as of lately, but yeah, I like Kirk. He's the number 1 on the team. Sutton, you just hope that he is going to do well, right? I mean, with Rypien, whatever the dude's name is on the team, I'm going Christian Kirk. And
yeah,
I don't feel like it's super close without Russ there. Not like he was making a big, difference, but I know that he liked throwing to Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
And we have a question. Breece Hall or CMC full PPR from Sam Moldenhauer.
This is a little bit harder question, only because of the Broncos defense, because they've been pretty solid on stopping the run
against the run. Yeah.
But man, it's so hard when you got a guy like Christian McCaffrey, who's a great athlete and just a monster fantasy producer, but he's been on the team since Thursday, man. That's what scares me more than anything. Like obviously there's not a lot of different stuff that they can teach him, to do their scheme. And I just feel like Kansas City is gonna capitalize on that. And CMC, it doesn't matter. Obviously he's gonna break some tackles and he's gonna have some decent runs and everything. But I think this week specifically, I would go Breece Hall just for the safety of it.
And I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. Breece Hall is the call. It's hard to sit CMC. But I will say this, full PPR, I think the San Francisco 49ers plan here is to turn CMC into the pass-catching back. I think that is the plan then with CMC over there. I don't feel like they've had someone who can, do that for them consistently well. And I believe that's the plan for CMC over in San Fran. Thank you for the question, Sam. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you a lot.
No doubt.
Guys, do us a favor. Hit that like button for us. Subscribe to the channel. We're always giving advice. You can email the show, fourthandflex@gmail.com, or you can just leave it in the comments section and we're going to answer it. We're going to help you guys out 100%. What do you got, Trey?
I got a flex for you. This is from Jay Grizzly. He says Chuba Hubbard or Wan'Dale Robinson in the flex position.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough, but I think I want to go Chuba here. I feel like he's going to have more opportunity, although, you know, I like Daniel Jones, and I think he's been doing much better. But we hope Wan'Dale is going to emerge as the number one over there, right? We hope that's going to happen. And we hope Chuba's going to do the same thing, honestly. But I just feel like Chuba's going to have more opportunities touching the ball. You know,
I think in that situation for me, if I'm projected to lose, I'm starting Wan'Dale because I think his upside's a little greater. But if I'm projected to win, I'm just going to start Chuba and get my 8 to 10 points. Probably is what at least he'll put up. I'll be fine with that. You know what I mean?
Sure. It's been an awesome show, Trey.
Yeah, man. I mean, thanks everybody for all the questions, man. It's been awesome. And, you know, I was worried, you know, we might not have people hop on, but everybody come in and showed out.
Definitely. Thank you guys so much for watching. And, you know, I want to go look at my lineups one last time before, you know, the games start. Guys, one more time, don't forget to like this video for us, please. That helps us out tremendously. Subscribe to the channel. Like I said, we're always going live, always answering starts or sits or waiver wire questions, whatever you need. Again, one last time, you've seen Trey reading off some of the emails, fourthandflex@gmail.com. Guys, enjoy your Sunday. Have a good time, and I hope may all your starters produce for you.
For sure.
Thank you, guys, and we will see you on the next one.
Peace.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up.
Balls to steal this guy. He's got big